Before applying ULTRAFLEX, clean the substrate and remove any dust, moss, lichen, loose chippings, and grease or oils. If you're applying ULTRAFLEX to damaged substrates, use PU mastic to fill any cracks or splits, any larger voids or wide joints. Next, prepare the ULTRAFLEX matting. Roll out the matting and cut strips to the required length, ensuring that you have sufficient to cover the entire surface to be treated. Then cut shorter strips of the matting for detail areas such as perimeter upstands, corners, outlets, pipes, and other detail areas. Position the matting to ensure that you have everything you need before you open the ULTRAFLEX drum. Pull the tabs with a screwdriver and stir the contents thoroughly so the ULTRAFLEX is ready for use. Whenever applying ULTRAFLEX, always apply a generous coat to the substrate before dry rolling the matting. Apply the ULTRAFLEX to the areas using a 4-inch solvent-resistant roller, and then dry roll the matting pieces into the liquid until you can see that it's drawn through. Apply a second coat to ensure that the matting is fully embedded on a wet-on-wet system. Once you've covered between 1 and 2 meters, the matting will soften so that it can be rolled tight into any detail areas to achieve a neat, professional finish. Repeat this process on all the detail areas, keeping in mind that joints must be lapped 50mm on each side and on any change of material. Any trims should also be lapped by 50mm on the board and 50mm on the trim covering the fixing. Treat any other detail areas such as outlets, upstands, and pipes by cutting the matting to shape and applying ULTRAFLEX in the same way. Once the detail areas are coated, apply ULTRAFLEX in a wet-on-wet system over the main area by using a 9-inch solvent-resistant roller and dry roll the matting onto the surface. As with the detail areas, apply ULTRAFLEX onto the matting, working to a minimum thickness of approximately 1.5mm. Any pinholes must be totally covered. Overall, you should use 1.5 kilograms of ULTRAFLEX per square meter, meaning that the standard 15 kilogram drum will cover around 10 square meters depending on the substrate. ULTRAFLEX will be touch dry within 2 to 6 hours and is fully cured in 24 hours, at which point it is fully trafficable. ULTRAFLEX is also self-terminating. For balconies, walkways, or any areas that require an anti-skid finish, silica sand or mineral slate chippings can be applied to the ULTRAFLEX. Your choice of material will depend on the level of anti-skid that is required for your application. Once the first coat of ULTRAFLEX waterproofing membrane is dry, apply masking tape to mark the area where the finish is needed, and then apply the second, fine coat of ULTRAFLEX to the already fully cured system. Broadcast the chippings onto the wet surface, and once the area is fully covered, immediately remove the masking tape. Sweep away any loose chippings once the product has dried. If there is rain during the installation process, you must stop. However, ULTRAFLEX will be showerproof as soon as the matting is encapsulated. Once you've completed the application of ULTRAFLEX, double-check your work to make sure that any dry areas are fully coated and that the entire surface has a uniform look with no pinholes. If you have any ULTRAFLEX left after finishing the job, this can be kept in airtight plastic tubs and used many weeks later. It may create a skin, but simply remove it and the product will be ready to use again.